Hey YouTube, welcome to the channel. My name is Rich. Name of the channel is Rich the Return Rider. For all of you that's here for the first time, thanks for tuning in. For all of you that's return viewers, I appreciate you coming back. For all of you that subscribe to the channel, appreciate the support. For folks that haven't yet subscribed, guys, it takes nothing off you just to hit that subscribe button. Today we are here. We are in Lake City, Florida. This is December 16, 2022. And I am out just taking a cruise on my day off, experiencing a little bit of throttle therapy. Got it this morning. It was, I think, in the 30s. It's now 65 degrees. And decided it was time to get out, do a little ride in the country back roads of Lake City. Thought it would be a great time to do a video talking to some of you folks out there about something that I'm passionate and a little puzzled about, to be honest with you. I am on my 2019 Honda Goldwing. This is the manual version. But folks, on this channel, man, this is my journey back into riding motorcycles. We're going to be talking about safety, motorcycles, motorcycle riding and training, and all the things that I'm learning on this journey back that I'm sharing with you guys on YouTube. Now, I'm not a motorcycle expert or coach or anything to that manner. But what I am, guys, is a healthcare professional that's been working in trauma centers, with the exception of the last 2 years, for the past 20 plus years. I'm a respiratory therapist by profession. And it's interesting, a lot of folks don't know what that is. We're always mistaken for being nurses. A co-worker of mine out of school asks, how does she describe this profession to her family members? Plain and simple, I explained to her, your job, person that helps to support life, starts and ends with breathing. For folks that's asthmatics, or folks that suffer from chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases, COPD, they would know who a respiratory therapist is. Once described to me by an asthmatic, someone drowning, unable to catch their breath. To those folks, guys, we are lifeguards. With medications and different modalities, being able to help a patient breathe or breathe easier is a great part of what this job is about. During the pandemic, there was a lot of things mentioned about ventilators and these life support machines to help folks be able to breathe, and in some cases keep folks alive. We are the folks that operate those machines. In this specific video, guys, we're going to be talking about traumas, and more specifically, traumatic brain injury. To wear or not to wear a helmet. Now, I'm seeing so many folks out there riding motorcycles. Even as I'm taking this ride out today, I'm going to encounter folks out there not wearing helmets. The word that comes to mind every time I see someone on a motorcycle out on the streets, especially highways and byways, not wearing a helmet, is the word asinine. Now, starting to use that term probably more than I should be. Decided to look it up on the internet, and all the affiliate words that came with that was stuff like stupid, foolish, brainless, all these what I call derogatory terms, if that's what they are. Stupid, foolish, brainless, mindless. But the word that I would like to affiliate with not wearing a helmet more than anything is selfish. For everyone that I ask about wearing a helmet, and I get the response of, it's my decision, it's my choice, it's a free country, I love my head or my hair blowing in the wind, the term selfish comes to mind. Lorna and I was in New York a time back, visited a cousin of mine that was struck in the head by a young lady with a foreign object and has suffered traumatic brain injury, and it has altered his life and his friends and family lives for the rest of their lives. Being on a life support machine with a tube in his neck and the loss of his memory has affected everyone affiliated with him. A guy a year older than I am, every time I visit New York, we got together, and on this specific visit, he could not identify who I was. And of course, the care now is solely on the friends and family members around him to fully take care of him. Now, I'm not suggesting that this guy should have been wearing a helmet, but you gotta admit, a helmet could have probably helped prevent an injury similar to that. And the idea that folks that's out here exposed to all of the elements, a lot of them they don't have control over. The same folks that will put a seatbelt on when getting into a car that have crumple zones, ABS brakes, airbags, a lot of the things that a lot of motorcycles don't have, with the exception of the airbag, Honda Goldwing DCT Tour airbag model. I had to throw that in there for all you Honda folks out there. Now, I don't have it, but it is available. I was recently watching one of my favorite YouTubers that bring videos out every Friday, MC Ryder, talking about using an artificial intelligence program to answer all the questions affiliated with motorcycle riding. Kind of like Siri, guys. And like I said, this is coming from motorcycle coach, instructor, professional. But the first thing, when he asked the AI, what is the best thing that you can do for safety on a motorcycle, the first thing mentioned was wearing a helmet. Of course, all the other stuff included a GAT, all the gear all the time, slow speed training, motorcycle training classes, all the stuff affiliated with it. But the first thing that was mentioned, guys, was wearing a helmet. Now, we know all of these precautions is not the end-all be-all, but it's all about minimizing the risks. Every time we leave home, guys, we're exposed to risks. As I'm riding here in the back roads in the country, one of my biggest fears is not cars cutting me off or someone running into me. It's about that deer that can cross in front of me. Or in some cases I've seen deer running into a vehicle. We have no control over that, folks. Maybe what you do or identifying that situation and knowing what to do in that situation might help. You know, again, Robert Simmons, be the boss of your motorcycle, always talking about what to do, when to do it, and how to do it is what motorcycle control and being the boss of your motorcycle is all about. It's always going to come back to those guys, what they're teaching us. And we choose not to wear a helmet, maybe because we think it's cool. Folks out there that don't ride motorcycles don't think that we're cool, fool. They affiliate us sometimes with being high risk. They affiliate us with being foolish in some cases. Or let's just throw that word out there again, asinine. But we know we have certain amount of control over our safety, and that's what this channel is all about. The stuff that I'm learning that got me back into riding motorcycles. On that video with MC Ryder, the AI expressed that we are 28% more likely, this is from the National Safety Transportation, whatever, we are 28% more likely to be killed on a motorcycle as opposed to being in a car. We're 5 times more likely to be injured. The things out here we have no control over, folks. You come off that motorcycle and you hit your head, it doesn't take much. I'm watching the Robert Simmons Be the Boss of Your Motorcycle channel, and we talk about practice, specifically 58. Gentleman is in exercise 6. He's making a U-turn. He stomped on the brakes. The motorcycle goes over. He falls and he hit his head. Thank God he was wearing a helmet.
Head and eye, turn it, slow down. Rear brake, rear brake. All right, so you smashed the rear brake. Only way it's going to fall. Okay. And if you guys didn't notice that, his head hit the ground. That's why I tell you guys, even at slow speeds, you know, you could be hurt, so wear a helmet.
But this is a situation that I see occur so many times as I'm watching these videos. I'm going to share a story here so I don't make this video too long, with something that impacted me when I got into riding motorcycles years ago back in the 90s, and maybe something that even got me out of riding motorcycles. I'm a young respiratory therapist back in the 90s, just started riding motorcycles, lost my guy that got me into riding motorcycles to a motorcycle accident. I go in for my work at nighttime, receive my assignment. We usually brief on the assignment and the patients that we're going to see. And I saw motorcycle accident, traumatic brain injury, possible brain dead. 20 to 21 years old. Now, as a motorcycle rider, every time you see a motorcycle accident, guys, you kind of cringe a little. You want to know what happened. So as I approach the patient's room, there's a gentleman around that same age group that's pacing back and forth outside of the hallway. As I enter the room, there's a bunch of family members. Mom is at bedside. She's holding her son's hand. An older gentleman, don't know if it's the dad or whoever, is consoling her as she's sobbing. And everyone in the room with a look of concern. But patient in an induced coma because of the swelling and so forth of the brain. As I was exiting the room, was curious enough that I did something that I rarely do. I asked a friend that's pacing back and forth the details of what happened. Here's the story, folks. Young guy graduated from Howard, 21 years old, decided to reward himself for all of the hard work. He's going to go out and purchase a motorcycle now that he's chosen the job of his chosen profession, so he can get out and ride and enjoy life with his buddy. Goes to purchase the motorcycle, decided to take it for a test ride. Didn't have a helmet. Maryland is a state with the helmet law. And as he exited the complex, saw a police officer. Police attempted to pull him over. Made another bad decision here, folks. Decided he was going to flee from that police officer. Tried to turn back into the complex. Misjudged the turning. Hit a sidewalk. And here he was. Traumatic brain injury. Now diagnosed as brain dead. Everyone around him, life has now been changed. Now, the interesting thing about this accident, guys, is as you're looking at the patient's minimal scarring, what we call road rash. And the thing that came to mind was, how fast was he traveling? Probably not very fast. But it doesn't take a lot for you to hit your head, and you are suffering from a traumatic brain injury. The decision that you make not to wear a helmet impacts everyone around you. That nurse that's in the room that's cleaning him up because he could no longer clean himself up. The young respiratory therapist that just lost his buddy, that came into the room, that now have to withdraw life support, take him off of that ventilator, take that tube from down his throat. Remember that incident 20 plus years later like it just happened yesterday. But after being away for 20 plus years, guys, I realized we have more control over our safety than I knew at the time. That decision you make does impact everyone that comes in contact with you when there's an incident that happens that's affiliated with something as traumatic as a brain injury. Add some protection to your motorcycles. I don't care what you ride. Wear a helmet. Do these advanced safety classes, the parking lot drill, the cone courses. And it's better you drop your motorcycle in a parking lot or on a cone course than to crash them out there on the streets. Rich on Ruby, the 2019 Honda Goldwing manual. I am out.